Just a minute. Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Diptangshu Das. I'm a long-term Wikipedian, and I have been in the space for quite some time, since 2006, and I have been having a registered account since 2008. So, the purpose of the talk is we are into the Wikimedia movement and into possibly Wikipedia editing. Now, we'll have to understand that uh, the purpose of the movement is to let us edit Wikipedia, and it's for all. While we say all, the credentials do not get specified. So we'll have to understand whether we'll be able to attract experts to contribute to the Wikipedia moment. So in the Wikimedia movement, we have a number of sections. We have a number of things like Wikipedia, Wiktionary, Media Commons, Wikinews, Wikiquote, Wikidata, Wiki Voice, Wikisource, Wiki Species, Wikiversity, Wikibooks, and so on. So out of all these, Wikipedia is Wikipedia. There are so many articles there. I need not go into details, and it's present in 317 languages. Out of uh, think in a such a way, and Wikipedians or the members of the movement think in another. So how can we bridge the gap? They say that Wikipedia is an unstable form where anybody can edit. There needs to be no accountability. Now the question is, can this be bridged, and is this being bridged? The answer is yes. In the Wikipedia education program, this is being done, and educators and students around the world are contributing to Wikipedia in an academic setting. So through Wiki education, the Wiki education program, Wikipedia can be made a part of academic curriculums. So there's a program for educators and for students, and there are resources for that. And there's a separate Wiki Education Foundation which monitors this. And there's an option that you can teach with Wikipedia. So you can use Wikipedia for teaching purpose as well. There can be various modalities by which this can be done. Uh, So this is about making it happy. The slides here have been taken from Amin. We'll come to the other sections, which is Wiki Project Medicine. Now, when we talk about this, I'm a doctor. I'm a long-term Wikipedian. I'm a pediatric neurologist by profession, and I have been into this space for quite long. At Wiki Project Medicine and Wiki Project Medicine Med Foundation, we have really have been having a hard time to get users involved, users with technical knowledge of medicine and the background of an expert. So under that, we have various projects like for each of the projects like Wikipedia Project Anatomy, COVID-19, etc. And this another section which is of importance, which I'll touch upon. This is the Cochrane Wikipedia partnership. So, in Cochrane Wikipedia partnership, what happens is Cochrane is a database of scientifically validated articles, and it aims at incorporating those contents into Wikipedia, which is a good thing. And the partnership is being taken forward systematically. Jennifer is in charge. uh, the other project that I'd like to talk about is Wikipedia ILAE project. The ILAE, which is International League Against Epilepsy, is a international leading body in epilepsy research and education. So it has identified that the reach of the project is vast. So the availability of epilepsy related information which is under their domain should be accurate. The articles that are and there are in various forms. For example, the classification of epilepsy. Right now we use a classification which is the ILAE 2017 classification. Now talking about that, if we look at Wikipedia, we see that the uh, version which is there is 1981 version. So definitely there needs to be a update. And what we are doing is we have taken up the articles systematically, and we have identified something like 200 articles which come under the scope of the project. We have identified about 30 articles which are of top importance. And the thing that we are doing is we are exposing it to the academicians and getting a proper to-do list made. Based on that, we are trying to involve volunteers and get the work done, and make the Wikipedia articles stand out, so that it's of scientifically accurate standards. Now, doing this, we are really finding hard to find collaborators and contributors. So we are thinking of getting a Wikipedian in residence. That's a different thing. But when it comes to the experts, there's a particular thing that we need to understand. Experts have a particular mindset which is different from that of Wikipedians. Talking about Wikipedians, they are just ready to do it as the wish. They could do it correctly, they might not, but most of often they can go about it because they are probably doing from an anonymous account. Now, when it comes to the experts, they want credibility. And when it comes to credibility, the show of credibility, that's important. So the academicians want to understand what is there in it for them, which is a tough question because as of now, even after offering various answers to this, we have not really been able to mobilize the academicians for that. So that is a challenge that we are currently facing. Uh, for Wikipedia, there are various norms that need to be followed. Uh, Habitualizing with those norms is something many experts do not like to do. On the other hand, when experts try to understand the scenario as they can and come on board and edit Wikipedia, often they do not do it correctly, and often they face hardships. The environment is often not quite friendly for them. So there lies a catch, and we often land up losing experts. Often the experts might not be that friendly because they might just like the authority they have in the academic field, and they might want to assert it without following the norms. That's a challenge too. So this is what we are facing. The aim comes Wiki Journal of Medicine. Wiki Journal of Medicine was born in 2014 due to mainly what I can say as hobbyistic initiatives by Michael Hackstrom. I have been in the journal editorial board since 2016 to 2018. Uh, I'll go into the details, but before that, let me go into also what is the Wikipedia library. We also had tried to launch Wikipedia. Welcomes various academicians and various experts, but there has been not much activity there. Coming to various academic publications, there are so many academic publications which have come in the due time. Many of the Wikipedians have taken it upon themselves to uh, assert it. And similarly, here's an article teaching evidence-based medicine to medical students using Wikipedia as platform. So it's a great thing. I have been into the domain, and here's another article. Academics can help shape Wikipedia. Uh, I have been a co-author in this article, which was expressed and published in Lancet Global Health, which is a organization journal of repute, and there uh, this article was very widely read. There are other academic articles like this, uh, in which I have been a part. uh, Evaluation of Wikipedia's medical content, past, present, and future. That is another. Now, we'll have to understand one thing. What is Wiki Journal of Medicine trying to do? We are presenting to the world an open access journal. What is the role of open access? In scientific community, there's so much information which is behind the paywalls. So when it is under the behind the paywalls, the public cannot access it, so it's restrictive. We'll have to find ways where we can make this available for free. To make that happen, Wikimedia has a major role to play, something which is still not addressed. Wikimedia has addressed the domain of Wikipedia, where it's a encyclopedia. But when it comes to academic literature, when it comes to journals, Wikimedia Foundation is yet to take it seriously. If that is done, there's a huge change waiting to happen. So the foundation needs to have a plan there. If we take a look at Wiki Journal of Medicine, take a look in 2021. There's only one article that has been published till now. Let's have a look. It has been there since 2014. How many articles really? In 2020, there were 5 articles. In 2019, 7. In 2018, 1. In 2017, 9. In 2016, 1. In 2015, 4. And in the first year, 12. Does it look impressive to you? Not to me. Talking about how many articles are there, we can see that there are millions, literally millions of articles, 1.8 to 2.6 million articles, which is per year. Mind out, per year. So if we need to take the movement seriously to this sector where we are addressing it, it has to be serious. It cannot be a hobbyistic project. And for that to happen, there needs to be serious metrics, serious I'm sorry about the sound. Now, talking about the journal, it's run by the Wiki Journal user group. Uh, Unfortunately, in 2018, when I had to leave the journal, it was not so friendly there. Uh, Now, one thing we'll have to understand, whether we can expect accountable behavior there. Talking about the scope of Wikimedia Foundation, uh, the way the movement has taken off, it was on basis of anonymity and lack of accountability. So we could do anything without being answerable. That was the essence of Wikipedia. When it comes to academic journals, it's dead serious, and accountability is everything. So we'll have to understand how to bridge the gap. Can we really seek accountability from the contributors? This is something we need to decide. So when we edit on Wikipedia, most often we do it anonymously. We use a pseudonym. When it comes to accountability, we need to just make ourselves available to the public. That look, these are my credentials. I am an expert because of this, and yes, I am ready to behave in an accountable manner. Unfortunately, that has not been seen from the Wikijournal community. I had tried to launch a number of discussions on this. Unfortunately, it did not go well. Talking about user group versus editorial boards, editorial boards have been formed, but if we talk about editorial boards for journals, most often they are unpaid anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether on Wikimedia platform it's paid or volunteer. Volunteers have a mindset that they have time and they'll come and do. They don't really to take the serious responsibilities on themselves. So this is a serious concern. So we might need people which the foundation has to employ, and there should be set metrics which can take it forward. In 2018, I faced mob dynamics, and it was chaos. I'll tell you, it was a chaos. It was attributed to me, even though it was not. And people were least bothered to look into the actual evidence. The evidence was just not looked upon, and it was entirely taken upon the impression that people were having. So there's a big difference on how academic system works and how uh, Wikipedia works. The question is, can we bridge the gap, and are we ready to take the responsibility? Understanding evidence base, this is very important for the Wikimedia platform. It's entirely upon the various sorts of discussions that are there, so that can do without taking in consideration the real in-depth things. It's important that we take evidence base in consideration. There needs to be standard operating procedures and policies and guidelines, which the community has not really implemented. Now, what is the role of the foundation? The foundation needs to understand whether they really want to go into this. If they are not willing, they can say no, and we will not use Wikimedia platform. If they think yes, then they should take accountability. They should form policies, and they should even consider whether wiki journals can form from each of the wiki projects. There's so much that can be done. Wiki journals can even open themselves to the aspiring journal platforms and help them bring the movement outside for free. So there's so much that needs to be done, that can be done, and I can be reached on this email ID. You can reach out to me on my user page. My name is Dr. Diptangshu Das. You can skip the doctor part. My name is Diptangshu Das. You can reach out through my page, and the found the what should I say? The presentation that you've seen, I'd be uploading it to this page. You can get the link, and also it would be available. So I'm available to be reached out to. I'm open to you. Thank you.